As I'll start with Tom, I guess now being acclimatized to Argentina, what's kind of been the mood around the camp? Now you're sort of settling into life in Mendoza.
Well, we're in Buenos Aires at the moment. But yeah, it's been pretty lovely. Takes a little bit of time to get used to the different time zone. Wake up a few times during the night. Struggle to get your head back on the pillow initially, but yeah, it was good to get on the deck for the first time today and get the ball rolling preparation wise.
For the majority of the squad, this is probably a new experience hanging out to Argentina. You guys didn't get to do it for the past couple of years. I guess now you've been there for a couple of days. What makes these type of trips so special to you?
For me, it's probably as I said, like we only got on the park for the first time today, but getting to see a little bit of, as you said, we haven't been here for a fair while, but you get to see parts of the world that you're not so sort of accustomed to or used to, and you get a pretty good appreciation of what life can be like on the other side of the coin. We drive like on the way to training, and you see some pretty low socioeconomic areas, I suppose is the word to describe it. So. Yeah, well, that's for me anyway. That's what I've taken so far out of what's been a few days here.
I guess now you've had sort of plenty of time to sort of reflect after England. What's the kind of key learnings you guys are looking to take out of that and put into this rugby championship?
Yeah, without giving it away, the Pumas might watch what I say otherwise. Well, yeah, obviously we wanted to be a whole lot better in certain areas of our game. We were pretty disappointed in we had a plan to go out and do a few specific things game plan wise, and we weren't able to execute and get on the park a couple of those things, and that was a little bit disappointing in that we sort of died wondering, would that have worked, would that have not have worked? We didn't actually get to see a couple of those things, so it was a good little bit of preparation before we flew over here in sort of seeing those things, and a few harsh conversations with one another and with staff, and but being able to put that to bed before we flew over was pleasing, and preparation can start now with a fresh mindset of getting the ball rolling, as I said.
Hey Tom, one area that Dave Rennie spoke about was the counter-attack game against England, that there was a few opportunities that might have been left out there. So is that, as a member of the back three, has that been a big area that you've been working on or talking about?
Yeah, definitely. Probably the biggest overarching theme that we speak about is just our sort of our effort area in and around counter. A counter can be not so much individualised, but you can work hard and create opportunities for your teammates off the ball if you just put your head down initially and sort of work hard for the first sort of 5 or 10 steps, and you may sort of draw a body or create some space for your teammate just through a little bit of effort. So without going into the detail and boring you of game plan stuff, just a lot of effort and looking after the guys inside and outside of you.
And you've obviously had a bit of a taste of playing at fullback, which you haven't done a huge amount of it at Super Rugby. So you got your hand up to play there at test level more, or are you more comfortable on the wing still?
No, definitely, yeah. Looking forward to if that opportunity arises again, I'll definitely take it with both hands. And as you said, I sort of was given an opportunity there through someone else's misfortune, unfortunately, and I think it'll be good to have Geordie back in the mix of selection and all that sort of stuff, and I think we're only going to be better off for it as a team. And but yeah, definitely fullback's something that excites me, and get a few different looks at getting the ball in different parts of the field.
Hi guys, if I could get a comment from both of you on this. Just like now that you're up against Argentina, clearly in the past with Super Rugby, you'd be playing South Africa and Argentina regularly. Do you feel like not having played Argentina and obviously South Africa in the weeks to come, that because you haven't played them, that it can that sometimes like missing elements can kind of come through, i.e. like the physicality that these guys often show on the park? So do you feel like that has a bit of an adjustment period before you take on these kind of teams, or is it, it's not too different whoever you're coming up against?
I'll get the ball rolling. You touch on physicality, for example. I dare say the England series was reasonably physical, seeing how many guys were busted over 3 games there, for both sides, that is. So, but yeah, specifically in and around not seeing a whole lot of guys from South America and South Africa, as you said, it'll be sort of no dissimilar to maybe do a whole lot of preview as every team does. So you pretty well know what's coming, on Saturday evening or whenever the game is. But in and around individual guys that, we certainly don't get to see or come up against this style of play. Against the Scots, obviously, they didn't do a whole lot of contestable kicking, for example, as a back three. Remember, that's just something that was obviously touched on in our preview, and they obviously used the ball and were able to sort of find opportunities against the Scots that way. So that'll be something that probably plays into our hands too. I didn't particularly enjoy just catching contestable kicks against England, but it was part of the game, and part of my game, or part of the game I like to play, is a bit of ball in hand. So look, if that comes up against us, it'll be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'll just back up what Tom's saying there. RG's a very passionate side, and their fans really get behind the team, and I think that's where they draw a lot of their energy from. So on that side of the game, we probably haven't experienced that in a while. So it'd be good, pretty exciting to be out there this weekend and just take the crowd in as energy wise, and yeah.
In the past, there's been like lasers and all sorts of things that happen with the Argentinian crowds. Are you expecting for a bit of everything to occur?
Yeah, I was thinking of playing in goggles just in case, just to rule out any sort of foul play or whatever. But I have no idea. I wasn't here with a laser, but if there's a laser, there's a laser. There's not much I can do from the middle of the field, I suppose.
Hi guys, this one is for Bolt. Do you think that it's an advantage for Argentina to have CHEIKA, who knows Wallaby so well?
Sorry, you just half cut out there.
Do you think that it's an advantage for Argentina to have CHEIKA, who knows Wallaby so well?
I suppose you would know a fair few of the guys pretty familiarly, but as I said, maybe just giving them an insight on how individuals play, maybe that will help them. But I think he's a very experienced coach who will probably help any team that he's at.
Pete, in 2019, you got left off that World Cup squad, and Michael CHEIKA was the coach there. I think communication around that. How did that kind of go down for you? Was that something that's inspired you to come back from there? And have you ever really talked to Michael about what happened at that time?
Sorry, I missed the first half of that, but I'll just that's all behind me now. I'm just grateful to be back in the mix, and whatever happened in the past is in the past, and I'll still never know what happened there, but yeah.
I mean, at the moment, you've become a real utility option, of course, for Dave. How do you kind of look at being that, versatile player rather than someone with your own kind of starting spot? Is that anything where you think you'd like a starting jersey of your own, or is that just the role that you're really comfortable and happy with?
Yeah, I think probably the role that I'm really comfortable, and I'm happy just to put the jersey on, and I'll do whatever it takes to do my job to the best I can. And like I said before, I'm just grateful to be in the mix, and whether that's starting or on the bench, I just take it as game by game.
How different are you to 2019 as a player? What advances have you made? What changes in your game have you would you describe?
Definitely a bit more experience. I never really saw myself really good around the set piece side of things, and I definitely feel that I've become a better player and just learning that side of the game a bit more, and just so I'm used in the line out or a scrum or whatever.
Hey, Tom, the media likes to kind of build up the whole Michael Cheika sort of thing, and it's a great storyline for us to talk about. But is it something that you guys talk about at camp at all, or kind of have a bit of a laugh about, or not?
Yeah, all the time. We're always talking about it because you guys just always remind us. So, we don't talk about it. I certainly wasn't here when or involved in camp. So for me personally, I don't necessarily know any of the backstory that you sort of mentioned there that you guys continually remind everyone of. But yeah, we're too busy worrying about the opposition coach. We're probably got our head in the wrong place, I suppose, preparation-wise. So, yeah, to answer your question.
And no worries. Thank you.
Right.
And in the England series, it seemed like you didn't kick, the Aussies didn't kick as much, and there wasn't as many kind of short kicks in behind, which is something that I observed in the first and second year under Dave Rennie. There was a lot of kicking that was involved and attacking kicks to try to get back. With the Argentinians, if they have a 13 in the front line, do you think that there will be more kicking or more varied kind of play at all?
Yeah, I think that was published the other day that there was, they play quite a frontline dominant defensive style. So yeah, for I suppose Pistol, probably try and find himself dropping it on the toe if he can. But the back's probably more so, if that opportunity does present in and around, they obviously got a fair bit of line speed and like to fill that front line as it's been touched on. But it's certainly not something that we thought was, a good opportunity for us necessarily against England. So maybe your observation there was spot on, and there probably wasn't as many dropped on the toe initially. But that's definitely something that is in our toolbox at all times, I dare say.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, just one more for Pete. Could you please give an assessment of Pablo Montero and what you think of him as a player in that position and his strengths?
Well, he's definitely a world-class player, especially a back rower. He's very skilled and he's pretty strong over the ball. As Tom was saying, he doesn't mind a little drop onto the foot. So, he's a very skillful player, and he'll be tough to come up against this weekend.